Do you consider yourself a superfan of football? Let's put that to the test. Discover 15 NFL and football curiosities, and let's see how many you already know. There are 1,000 anecdotes and wacky facts about the NFL, but some have surprised us more than others. Welcome back, guys, to Go to Football. Today we're going to talk about 15 things you may not know about the NFL. So sit tight and let's see how many you already knew. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's start with one of the most absurd episodes that happened in the NFL, the Bottlegate. That's right, Bottlegate. It was 2001, and the Cleveland Browns were playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Browns needed a win to stay in the playoffs race, but with the game coming to an end, the score was 15-10 in favor of the Jaguars. A series of questionable plays, including a non-perfect reception by Morgan, got the fans riled up. When the referee ruled it an incomplete pass after a lengthy review, the fans went crazy and began throwing bottles and any object they could find onto the field. The game was temporarily suspended, with referees and players leaving the field under a rain of objects. The game had to continue, and both teams sent players back on the field to finish it. The game eventually ended, but the rain of objects from the stands did not. Not really the best way to support your team, huh? Below, we will discuss the farthest home game in football history. The main characters in this insane story are the Minnesota Vikings. In 2010, the Vikings were forced to switch stadiums at the last minute. What was supposed to be their home stadium, the Metrodome, had accumulated too much snow on its roof due to a severe snowstorm, creating cracks and risking a complete collapse. Just before the match, the Vikings had to find a solution. That solution was to play in Michigan at the Lions Stadium, which was only a comfortable 700 miles away. Adding insult to injury, the Vikings lost the game 21-3 against the Giants, a day to forget. When we think of football, the first things that come to mind are stunning receptions and runs, hard tackles, and beautiful pinpoint quarterback throws. But what about kickers? Why doesn't anyone ever think about them? The next two fun facts are about two kickers. The first one is Justin Tucker, the record man. He holds the record for the most field goals over 50 yards in a game, 3, a feat he shares with athletes like Rob Baronis, Greg Zuerlein, and Blair Walsh. He also has a career field goal percentage of 90.52%. Tucker also has the record for the longest field goal in NFL history. During a game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Lions, Tucker made a 66-yard field goal. What a kick, guys! The other kicker on our list is Mark Moseley, former kicker for the Washington Redskins. Moseley became the first and so far the only kicker in NFL history to win the league's MVP award. In 1982, with his Washington Redskins, Moseley set a record for field goal accuracy at 95.2% and made 20 consecutive field goals. His contribution was crucial to the Redskins' season, as they went on to reach and win the Super Bowl. The absurd part? The season's MVP missed 4 field goals during the title run. The Redskins are also the protagonists of the next story. Football is an exciting sport, and every game offers emotions on emotions, with the crowd ready to go wild for a touchdown or a field goal made. But this time, the situation got out of hand. It's November 27, 1966, during a game between the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants, and we can say the defenses didn't do a great job. This is the game with the highest number of points scored, and the final score saw the Redskins emerge victorious. Do you want to know the score? The Redskins took home the win with a score of 72-41 for a total of 113 combined points. The crowd certainly didn't get bored, don't you think? Speaking of victories, there are those who for a period of time seemed practically unbeatable. The New England Patriots hold the record for the most consecutive wins, playoffs included, with a remarkable 21 straight wins during the 2004 to 2005 season. During this streak, the Patriots demonstrated exceptional dominance, led by their coach Bill Belichick and quarterback Tom Brady. During this period, they won 2 division titles, 2 AFC titles, and reached and won the Super Bowl. Brady and his teammates accomplished an incredible feat, which ended on a high note. If the Patriots with their victories managed to win the Super Bowl, there is a franchise that on the other hand seemed cursed. A real curse. Between 1990 and 1994, the Buffalo Bills made history, but in a negative way. The Bills practically dominated in the AFC during those years, led by their quarterback Jim Kelly, coach Marv Levy, and a talented roster, which allowed them to reach the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. How many times did they win? None. The Bills, in fact, despite managing to reach the final, suffered as many defeats, losing to the New York Giants in 1990, the Washington Redskins in 1991, the Dallas Cowboys in 1992, and again against the Cowboys in 1993. Incredible. From the Patriots' record that led them to the Super Bowl, and the less pleasant record of the Bills, to the record-breaking Super Bowl. The NFL is football, and football is a continuous show. Every year, millions of fans enjoy the exploits of their own team comfortably sitting on their couch at home. And during the Super Bowl, the home audience increases dramatically. For the 49th Super Bowl, the viewer numbers set record figures. The 2015 Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks, broadcast by NBC, was watched by an average of 114.4 million viewers in the United States. The combination of two successful teams, the thrilling finale, and extensive media coverage helped make the 59th Super Bowl the most watched ever. Continuing to talk about the Super Bowl, it must be said that during those days the football fever skyrockets, and so do ticket prices. Year after year, tickets to attend the game reach dizzying costs. If, like us, you are wondering what the most expensive ticket ever sold was, well, the answer will astound you. The most expensive ticket ever sold was for the 50th Super Bowl, played between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The ticket price was reported to be $27,983. Wow, that's a lot of money for a game. But we're sure that whoever bought the ticket surely enjoyed the show. Let's continue our journey with one of the most talked about trades of all time. In 1999, the New Orleans Saints traded 6 of their potential draft picks to get Ricky Williams. The bold move left experts and fans shocked. It was one of the trades that caused the greatest dismay among fans, and yet the Saints did everything they could to add the talent from Texas University to their roster. And they succeeded with the 5th overall pick in the draft. I know what you're wondering. Did this risky choice pay off? Well, no. The Saints started 0-3 and ended up with a season record of 3-13, and Mike Ditka was fired. How many of you dream of playing in the NFL? Know that if you were not born in the Samoan Islands, you are not starting off very advantageously. I am not crazy, but the fact is that players from these islands are incredible athletes and have an incredible predisposition towards this sport. 30 players in the NFL and 200 in the college championship have Samoan origins. But why are they so predisposed? Well, this data can be explained by several factors. The Samoan Islands, both American Samoa and Western Samoa, have a strong tradition in American football and rugby, which are the most popular sports in the region. Samoan culture values athleticism and physical strength, and many young Samoans are encouraged to participate in contact sports from a young age. So guys, if you don't become professionals, it's not your fault, it's just your genes' fault. Miraculous genes, on the other hand, were those of Gale Sayers, better known as the Kansas Comet. Sayers was a running back for the Chicago Bears, known for his speed, agility, and gameplay ability. Although his career was cut short by injuries, Sayers is considered one of the best running backs in NFL history. But today we talk about Sayers not for his skills, but for where his talent has taken him. In 1977, at the age of only 34, the Kansas Comet was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, becoming the youngest ever to do so. From an extraordinarily talented player like Sayers, we move on to another incredible athlete, wide receiver Jerry Rice, who holds the record for the most touchdowns scored to this day. During his 20-year career in the NFL, mainly with the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders, Rice scored a total of 208 touchdowns. This record includes touchdowns scored both on receptions and runs. Rice is considered one of the greatest receivers of all time, and his touchdown record is one of the many impressive milestones he has achieved in his career. Who could have put a spoke in his wheel? The player who made the most interceptions in NFL history, Paul Krause. Krause was a defensive back in the NFL for 16 seasons, playing mainly for the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. He was an incredible player. During his career from 1964 to 1979, he totaled 81 interceptions, setting the all-time record. His reflexes, game-reading ability, and positioning skills allowed him to become one of the best interceptors in league history. Paul Krause's record is still unbeaten, and that consecrates him as one of the best of all time. And last but not least, Let's talk about the craziest injury ever seen in the NFL. Football is a brutal and physical sport, and it's very likely for players to get hurt after taking one too many hard hits. But what if I told you that there's a player who got injured because of the referee? Can you even believe it? In 1999, Orlando Brown of the Cleveland Browns accidentally got punched in the eye by game referee Jeff Triplett while he was calling a penalty check. Yup, you read that right. The hit caused a serious eye injury that temporarily affected his vision, and he was forced to sit out the entire following season because of it. Imagine spending your whole career worrying about your opponents and then getting taken down by a freaking flag. Crazy stuff, am I right? Come on, Zeus. And there you have it, folks. Those were our top 15 curiosities about football and the NFL. Do you know any other fun facts about the sport? Share them with us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all things football and NFL, be sure to subscribe to Go to Football, the channel by fans for fans. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Keep it locked and loaded.